Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I'm talking about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is an RPG, it's a remaster of the game that originally came out on the Wii, and this is the first time I've ever played it. I've put about 40 hours into it so far, and I gotta say, this is one hell of an RPG. I'm not the biggest RPG guy, I don't like spending hours and hours and hours in games, but honestly, because of Smash and finding out who Shulk was, and a few years ago I did watch a lot of the cutscenes and whatnot, I was like, you know what, now is the time to give this game a whirl, and up until this point, for the 40 hours I've got into, I'm absolutely loving this game. I think it's really, really good. I did think a lot of stuff was going to be super complex, and I didn't think I was going to know it. But I'm just hanging out in the first area here. I don't want to show too far into the game, because people are still playing it and learning it, but I will show off some different areas. One thing I want to show off, though, is kind of how big the worlds are, and like also the music. Music's phenomenal. I mean, I knew it was already good, but I'm gonna stop talking in a second so you guys can hear this. Just gonna grab these, but just listen to this music a minute. Like, it's flipping awesome. It's one of those things where you can kind of just run just about anywhere, which is kind of impressive. Even when this game came out during the Wii era, it's kind of impressive just like how big the worlds are, you know. Like, okay, I'll be honest, this game is not the best looking game ever. It looks much nicer than the Wii version. The visuals, especially the models on the visual models are much better. But yeah, it's a really impressive game, and it's really cool to be able to finally play this on Switch. I'm really enjoying my time with it, and we're going to do something fun that you can do in this game, which is jump from very high places into water. In fact, there's a big scary enemy over here. I'm not going to show off like all the mechanics and stuff in this game. I just kind of wanted to talk about it while I'm playing some gameplay. We'll get into a fight, because the fights, I really like it. They're not perfect, because you do have to rely on your AI partners. Which I am currently using Dunban and Ryan, as well as Shulk. You can play as you can be any of the characters. Obviously, Dunban may be a little bit of a spoiler, so apologies about that, but not a lot I can do about it. I'm going the wrong way. There's also one really cool feature in this game that's great, which is auto-run. I can just take my hands off the controller and just let Shulk run in any direction. You notice all the enemies around here are very low level. I am almost level 50. I'm level 48. And so these guys, there's a nice feature here where these guys won't attack you when you're, I think it's 5 or 6 levels above whatever they are, which is really nice. You can choose to initiate with them, but I don't need to do that, because that would be silly. Ah! There's a level 39 dude up there. We need to go pester him. Okay, how am I going to get up there, I guess? So I've got to go the long way around, I guess. I don't think I can climb this wall. Is unfortunate. But yeah, the game itself is a big old RPG. A lot of story. I'm gonna have to go up here, aren't I? A lot of story. A lot of very character driven. Jump across. Yeah, very character driven. Very combat focused as well. But there are a ton of subsystems. You've got like the crafting stuff. There's a ton of different equipment you can buy and all that stuff. Like everything you expect from an RPG, it just does it in a fun way that's I find fairly enjoyable, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not the big RPG guy like some people are. But why have I been enjoying this is really the question for someone who's not that. I think it's because I like the characters and the dialogue. Yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, but I really like the vocal performances. I like the story. I like the kind of friendship thing that's going on here between Shulk and Ryan, primarily. Like, they're just like there to help each other out when they get into trouble. On top of that, I just think the combat is really interesting. The way that it works, and you'll see in a second, is you can trigger different skills. You do have to, like I said, rely on the AI a little bit, but it's fun basically getting them, you know, you trigger a skill and then they can trigger a skill that will cause the opponent to topple or stun or get frozen or go to sleep or something along those lines. So that's really fun, like, having to think about that. And when I get into a battle in a second, I can try and talk you through it. It's real-time battles, the characters will automatically attack and you can pick through and choose things. If you build up a particular gauge, you get something called a chain attack, which allows you to do some really cool, like, it becomes turn-based at that point. And if you time all these things together, wow, you're only level 39. Where's the big boss dude? I know there's a flying one around here as well, but you know what? We're going to fight this dude because this guy is a pain in the ass. There's also this big dude. Actually, let's kill this guy off first. So down this bottom here, that's to initiate the attack, that's to throw something from a distance. And when the exclamation mark comes out, and this is huge, this is something that was added in, that means you've got a chance that when you use it, it's at its most effective. So we're going to fight this dude, and I'm going to start off by backslapping him. Now we're in combat. Now I can move around him. Every character draws aggro. I have the ability to reduce aggro. He's being toppled over. While he's toppled over, let's do this. Stun him or whatever it is. Obviously these enemies are, I'm massively higher level than these, so these fights are going to be easy. But this dude on the other hand, I remember him being a real pain in the ass, so oh, he's going to fight me anyway. Okay, cool. And now we get the best music in the game. Or one of, I should say. But Shulk's playstyle is really fun. He has the Monado. I have the ability to use other abilities from the Monado. And he's all about just doing sort of directional damage from the sides, from behind. He has a heal. You can use all the different things that the Monado can do, which is shield you, speed you up, do more damage against the Mechon, which is the main villains in this. Go on, yeah, get down. Woohoo! And the enemies like that usually have way more stuff. But let's go to like one of my favorite areas in the game. Let's go to the Bionic's leg. Yeah, here. Gamma Plunge. Obviously, I play it from Smash. That's where I learned a lot more about the character. This is epic. This area, as you'll see in a second when I come out into the open. Both nighttime and daytime. The nice thing about this game is there's stuff that requires night and day, and you have free reign of when to change that. I'll go and try and find something tough. Maybe some sort of level 50 enemy would be kind of fun to fight. There are a lot of scary enemies throughout this game. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, I know this game would look amazing if it had better graphics in a lot of ways, but this game feels epic on like a level that, like, it's just impressive. But you can like run around all this way. There's a lot of fast travel points that you discover. So the good thing is the game will, I can choose to fast travel much further through this area if I want to. I'm just gonna kind of run and kind of enjoy it because I love the. Oh, I just found a new one. I just really like this area. This music gives me the chills every time I hear it. That up there is the sword. It's also a bridge because this whole game you're on top of these giant titans trying to work your way up and get across the other one. I'm on a leg currently, which is weird to think about. There's a big dude. Unfortunately, I can't fight this big dude because he happens to be too high leveled, as I will show you. And this is a perfect example of the kind of creatures that are just in the game. 81. So, like, you can be walking through an area that you're designed for story-wise. As soon as you go off the beaten track, you're going to run into some scary stuff. Bionic's part here on its own has got plenty of that. Something I am impressed with this game as well is the loading times. Like, I know the draw distance is a bit crap in this, but like you load in and out areas pretty quickly, considering, which is pretty cool. But yeah, what makes this game so much fun is straight up just like the combat is fun and engaging. There's always things to do. There's always to link with other characters. You have complete control over the other characters, so you can think about really, you know, how do you want them to play? Do you want Ryan to be like all aggro, and really high defense? Or do you want him to be about all the different effects that he can cause? Same with Dumban, you can do stuff with him. Now these guys are level 77, so okay, I'm not going to be fighting them either. I'm trying to find something that's not quite as crazy, but I don't think I'm going to. Where else can I go? Oops, I didn't mean to end up in this thing, but actually, let's talk about arts while we're here. This is what I was talking about. You have these arts, you have them all listed here. It tells you all the information, like cooldown time, how much damage they do, what they do, all that sort of stuff. With Shulk himself, he then has the Monado ones you can upgrade. Go to level up here. you can level them up. You buy the next, I think it's like you intermediate and then expert are the ones you can get for it, and then the Monado ones I believe now I can level up all the way up. You get to a certain point in the game and something happens, and honestly leveling these up is super useful. Most of these abilities are quite defensive and they will help you out in a pinch. I personally like to upgrade Slit Edge and Stream Edge, two of the best moves he has. Stream Edge because it hits fairly hard and it also does break, which is a really useful thing to do, and doesn't have a very long cooldown. And Slit Edge, which has the tiniest cooldown, and it's a good move, and it also drops physical defense, which is super useful. Then you've got, like I said, with Ryan, you've got different moves. Again, his are primarily like set up after doing, if you do break, then he can do like daze or stun or whatever it's called, and you have tons of different things. You've got loads of aggro moves. Same with Dunban. He has a lot of moves that are based on Gale Slash. Once you do that and then you perform other moves, you get increased effects and abilities and stuff. So there's a lot of strategy going into this. There's also, I won't get to the other two characters, but Sharla as well, who's the healer. I actually like using her. She's really cool. If you just need healing and you don't need the extra damage, definitely worth it. So you can kind of equip them out how you want them. There is obviously equipment. I'm not going to go into that. No need. I'm going to go to area maps and have a look, see if I can find some big fighty thing to fight. What would be challenging? There's still somebody in there. Cool. Let's go and show off just a bit more of this area. It's going to show just how like crazy this particular area is. Now you got to bear in mind those. There they are, like there. I was the other side of them a minute ago. So down where that bridge is and stuff, like that's all that area. Where in the distance you come across there. So this is how big the areas are in these places. Ooh, heart to heart. Affinity requirement not yet met. Oh, almost. There's on top of that spiral staircase thing over there. Down there, there's a level 99 monster. Obviously, I can't fight. However, I might be able to fight some stuff in this cave. Now, might not. It might all be level 80. I literally cannot remember. But we'll go have a look, shall we? If not, there is a flying thing out there. I'll try and fight that. Probably get knocked out doing it, but this is what I like about this game. It's just there's a lot of charm to it. It's a game with a lot of charm. It has, you know, if you do decide to go straying off the beaten path, you can do it as long as you're like being careful and stealthy. But you are going to run into areas where you're going to come across like level 70 monsters when you're only like level 10 in the game. A lot of the time they're not overly aggressive as long as you just stay away. But the game does a really good job of just trying to get you, through the game and gives you a ton of side quests. I will say the side quests are pretty much all the same. They're all pretty much collect or kill. There are a few other ones as well, and some of them are really interesting to be fair. So there's a flying thing. What level are you? Maybe not. I can probably take this full. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
This isn't going well.
Luckily, outside of a fight, you can kind of just do that. Now that I've got enough level health and armor. Where else can I go? Where else can I show you before I kind of just tell you to go and buy this game, essentially? Magna Forest is a nice place to go. I'm gonna find some higher level dudes, I guess. Go beat up a dude. But yeah, honestly, as RPGs go, this is something that has really impressed me. I'm glad that I finally played this game. Like I said, it's not the best looking thing in the world, but it looks massively better compared to the original. I think all the additions they've added to the game. There's a big dude. Let's fight you. No. Oh, whoops. Don't want to flee. Yeah, you've added a lot of things in this game to streamline stuff. Like, you actually can find the quests a lot easier, apparently, the original. Obviously, the exclamation marks on the items, so if I move around and he's not targeting me, I know I can use these to get their effects off. Go behind him as well. Ow, ow. Oh no. Perfect. Stuff to fight. Like, I don't want to go, like I said, hugely into depth. I just kind of want to tell people, like, I'm playing through this game. I'm really enjoying this game. And I can recommend it if you are a sort of person who's into RPGs, even if you played the original. There's so much content here. It's like a 100-hour game plus like a new sort of content they added in, which is awesome, really. Okay. And like, it's one of those things where it's like I don't really want to show off too much stuff because it is still a bit new. But honestly, like, I've not run into any issues. I'm having a really good time with it. I think the gameplay loop is really, really fun. Just wail on him. And I'm enjoying the voiceovers. I'm enjoying, you know, the story. Just how gigantic the world is. Like, there's so much stuff here to love. The music is one of the best things about this game, by the way. Like, oh my god, the music is incredible. Like, can't recommend. If you wanted to go listen to the soundtrack, that alone is pretty nice. All the areas as well, they're pretty cool. I like the fact that the areas feel different as you move up the Bionis, which is what I'm on. The weather changes, different types of climate, some weird alien sort of places and stuff like that. It's all really, really good. Like, it's a really solid game, and like, if you've not played it, then I can 100% recommend it. It is 50 quid to my knowledge, but, you know, and I don't like to spend that money usually, but I'm so far this game is definitely like one of the better RPGs I've ever played. You know, I really like Fire Emblem. I'm a big fan of Fire Emblem, and I do like the RPGs I've played. But this is definitely up there. It's a likable cast. The gameplay is really, really fun, and maybe in this day and age, people would prefer to be able to control the other characters by switch, like Final Fantasy VII Remake does it, switch between them a lot easier. But you know, it came out 10 years ago. But the additions, this is like a remaster, so this is like remastered well in the sense that the quality of life changes are there. And this is the most important thing, is like, if you're going to remaster a game, you need to put those quality of life changes in. And this is got those. It's much easier to track quests. You're not randomly looking around for someone you can't find. It tells you when you should trigger abilities. The UI's had an overhaul to my knowledge. You can also have it so you can have your appearance look different to what your actual gear is. So if you want to look like Shulker's got no top on at the moment, but if you want him to look like just he's just wearing his undies or in full metal armor and stuff, you can, but that won't affect what you're actually wearing as well. And there's some other small tweaks as well that I'm not entirely sure of because I never played the original. But everything so far, this game has been an absolute joy to play. And like, right now, this is probably one of the games I've played this year. This is probably one of my top 5. Ooh, what's this? Attack it.
The enemy's weak, but don't drop your guard. I don't have time for small.
Let's beat him up.
Ooh,
got this little gem. And nighttime, daytime is also really cool. Different things come out at night and stuff like that. But yeah, honestly, like, if you're interested in picking this game up and you think, not sure about it, hopefully a bit of the gameplay will give you some idea. And if you like RPGs, this is definitely one of the better ones for sure. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching as always. That's going to do it for me today. If you wish to like the video, do that. That helps out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this and other games. And obviously, this is technically a remaster, so keeping that trend going. If you want to get involved on Facebook and Twitter, the link's down below, as always. And until next video, I'll see you then.